going on, guys? Before I get on to this video, I just want to say thank you again for answering the last video's question. And just like the last video, y'all gonna be featured. And be sure to wait till the end for the next question. Alright, in today's video, I thought I'd do a discussion video. I haven't done one of these in a while. And what am I talking about? Star Wars. Shocker, right? So basically what I want to cover is, you know, do I have faith in Star Wars in the future? I mean, after all, Star Wars has gone through many downs and some ups. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, so far it's looking somewhat good. Who knows, right? Let's talk about the sequel trilogy. You know, the most recent Star Wars trilogy they've done, and that's 7, 8, and 9. So it started off strong, you know, we got kind of like a throwback movie, so to say. You know, it had a similar plot to A New Hope, which was the first Star Wars, and they incorporated it to episode 7 back in, I think it was like 2015. Correct me if I'm wrong. I thoroughly enjoyed Force Awakens. I thought Star Wars was in really good hands. Rogue One happened, I was like, yes, Rogue One, I liked Rogue One, you know, some hiccups here and there, but perhaps that's for another video. But overall, in short, it was looking really good. And then Last Jedi happened. I have respect for what Rian Johnson tried to do, but subverting our expectations, which he basically just did the exact opposite of what we were expecting. Big thing for me, characters they created were destroyed in The Last Jedi. Like Finn, Hux, arguably Luke to an extent, but I feel like Luke's arc in The Last Jedi was actually interesting. I, at first, was like, ooh, but then I had chats with my friends, and we, so to say, debated, and I was like, you know what? Yeah. Like, from the start, I felt the arc was interesting, you know, Luke letting go of the Force, you know, oh, Jedi are not as great as you think, but, I feel like they still could have done Luke a bit better. But anyway, I'm just rambling on now about The Last Jedi. So basically what I'm trying to say at this point is characters were destroyed. They had potential, but threw it in the bin. Hux, especially, you know, he was cool in 7, punching bag in 8, and then number 9. Now going on to episode 9, you know, episode 9 was fun. If you haven't seen my review, then go ahead and check it. It will be in the description. But basically, it was fun. The first couple of arcs were good, and then it just went downhill from then. Every time I watched it in cinema, which was like 7 times, not even kidding, I had the same thought every time. It was fun. It was just disjointed, some stuff didn't make sense, and honestly, you could just tell that they were really trying to rush it. Like I said in my review, I actually don't blame J.J. Abrams, you know, he only had so much to work with, and from my understanding, Disney was really pushing him to change a lot of things. Curse word alert, but I'm pretty sure J.J. Abrams just went, fuck it, I'm going all out. And they just kept running out of time, and eventually they had to, you know, come up with something. And ta-da, we got The Rise of Skywalker. Looking into Colin's Duel of Fates, which was originally meant to be episode 9, I looked at the artworks, I'm like, okay, this actually looks like it could have been better. Though I will say, and I have said this before in like previous videos, what's in here, or perhaps what's on paper, doesn't actually look the same in film, if that makes sense. But honestly, Duel of Fates actually looked like it would have been a better time than The Rise of Skywalker. I guess you could say with all this disjointness is a result of having, you know, Disney headbutting with each other, and not only that, responding negatively to the backlash, you know, Last Jedi got. And because Last Jedi failed, I guess Solo, a Star Wars story, failed or flopped because of that, which was a shame. I mean, Solo had its flaws, but overall, it wasn't too bad. Basically, every time I've had faith in Star Wars, they come up with something that just lets it down, and I guess the fans hate it, and sorry, I'm lost for words. I know a lot of people want Kennedy out. They want Favreau and Filoni to take over, which I'm actually for. I think Favreau and Filoni are an excellent candidate. Does that even make sense? Like, if they were to take over, I 100% support it. Favreau has played a huge part with the MCU, and he's done a fantastic job. Filoni worked alongside with George Lucas, and honestly, you know, watching stuff like the Clone Wars, I think he even had, Rebels, honestly, those two series are good. Again, 100% for Favreau and Filoni to take over. I could be wrong. I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say that it's a rumor that they may or may not take over. But yeah, this leads me onto the pros of this topic, I suppose. Stuff that's actually kind of picking up my faith again with Disney Star Wars is some of the stuff that's recently started, you know, lighting up my faith with Star Wars again. Straight up, the first one was The Mandalorian, you know, the first season. If you haven't seen my review of The Mandalorian, link in the bio, but basically, Mandalorian took me by surprise. It's pretty much exactly what we needed. The game, Jedi Fallen Order, you know, my review again in the bio. Jedi Fallen Order was superb, loved it, good story, a bit short, but overall. Things I'm actually really excited for is Clone Wars Season 7, which actually, for me, I think comes out tomorrow or the day before. There's talk about a Rebel sequel coming out, which I'm keen for. And I'm very, very excited for the Obi-Wan spin-off. They're currently holding off on shooting at the moment because supposedly it clashes with Mandalorian. I could be wrong. Now, do I think these are going to be letdowns like Last Jedi and all that were? You know, right now, Disney is like that abusive person we just keep going back to. I heard a popular YouTuber say it, but it's, you know, accurate. Now I'm really excited for, you know, these series coming out because of who's behind it. You know, Favreau, Filoni, I forget the other names, etc. I've said these names a lot now. Basically, yes, Star Wars needs Filoni and Favreau. It honestly does look like Disney's picking up their act. You know, they're not, can I say this? They've had to cancel a lot of their projects, such as supposedly Boba Fett movie, Yoda movie, the Obi-Wan movie, which is now the series. I guess Disney finally figured out, oh my god, our stuff are shit. I don't like to say recent Star Wars is shit, but, you know, it could have been better. I thoroughly do hope Star Wars does improve because, you know, Star Wars can be great. At the moment, I love Star Wars, don't get me wrong, you guys know this, but the reality is, at the moment, Star Wars is like, I guess, how I would describe mediocre, a bit of a letdown. And, you know, like I said before, that's a result of poor planning, headbutting within the franchise, etc. So, in conclusion, do I have faith in Star Wars? I'm excited to see where they take it. You know, I am excited for these projects. Yeah, Clone Wars Season 7, which is real soon. A supposed Rebel sequel, and the Obi-Wan spin-off with Ewan McGregor. In terms of having actual faith, there's some faith there, but if they find a way to mess it up, it wouldn't surprise me. The thing is, you know, I love Star Wars too much to hate it. It's a guilt pleasure. That's the best way to describe it for me. Excited but hesitant. I guess that's a better way to describe it. And with that being said, that leads to this video's question. Do you have faith in Star Wars? And I'm going to throw in a second question. What would you like to see from Star Wars? So for example, me, I'd like to see a Knights of the Old Republic series. I was going to say movie, but I feel like they're better off with a series because the story is more than one movie. Now, yes, you could go out on a limb and say, oh, you know, just do sequel movies. Yeah. But with where society's going, you know, people prefer to watch series, so to say. Heck, Disney Plus, you know, people will watch it. But anyway, guys, be sure to let me in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video, and may the Force be with you.